Greetings, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Welcome back to my Astroneer series. Today we resume the action here on Novus, and we're just having a quick look around our base. It's probably been a good couple of days, possibly a week since I previously played, so I'd sort of forgotten where I was up to. And then I'm reminded by all of the lovely things we now have here. And I remembered that I recently found a stick of dynamite. So we know we need a few chips for the big rover. And we also know where there's a bunch of these exocaches lying around. So can anyone think where that might be leading? With that posing question, I'm going to suggest you get yourself strapped in. Get your explosion-resistant Astroneer outfit on, and yeah, let's get the action underway. And as I hinted at in the intro, first mission for today is we're going to get as many of these exocaches as we can in one place, with the obvious goal of blowing them to bits so we can get access to all of the lovely goodies that are inside. Now, I can't remember exactly how many there are, but there's definitely more than two. You can see the little green icons on our radar. And I also remember that there's a couple. So we're going to run around and grab all the ones that we can see that are, I'll say, reasonably easy to get to around the base, and get them all in one place and introduce them to our friend Mr. Dynamite. Mr. Dynamite is a lovely, warm fellow who is always happy to embrace everyone who wants to be close to him. Isn't that nice of him? Now, there was a second one of these things, and this is the second of these things that we've come across. And I was wondering whether it had anything, there was anything different about it. Because I couldn't remember. The mission to pick up the little blueprints only indicates a need for one of the blueprints, but I was thinking maybe there might be something different about this one. Yeah, no, there isn't. Once you've got the one blueprint off that structure, you can pretty much ignore any of the other ones that you find, since the only other thing they ever seem to have is a floodlight. If you're looking for floodlights, then hey, you won't need to go any further than one of these big honking things, but as far as the mission requirements, yeah, you only need to visit the one. But that's alright, lesson learned on that one. We do have a bit of a secondary goal here. Now, there is an ore that we haven't come across yet on Novus. and it's starting to get to become a bit of an urgent thing that we find some. Now, the ore I'm referring to is malachite. So that's what we pop in the smelter and gives us copper bars. And the large rover, we need some of it to be able to convert it into aluminium alloy. And yeah, we're not going to have a large rover unless we can achieve that. So while we're out and about grabbing exocaches, we're also trying to see if we can find any malachite on Novus. And so far, the fact that we didn't find any underground and we haven't found any on the surface yet is not boding well. It is possible that on Novus it's one of the ores that just isn't very present in the caverns, hence why we haven't found any so far. And it probably maybe has no presence on the surface either. So if that's the case, we're going to move to plan B. But I haven't given up hope of finding some yet. We've got a bit more exploring to do in this episode. But for the moment, we're playing football with exocaches to get our bit of explosive entertainment out of the way for the day. Alright, after a quick chat with Mr. Dynamite was very happy with his new friends, and he threw a little party, and we get to pick up what's left. Now, the debris may come in handy later, minor spoiler, but the big thing that we're looking for out of these exocaches is these chips. And we got, I'm hoping, enough. I mean, there's plenty more exocaches around, but now that we're not in the Christmas event anymore, the amount of dynamite that you find lying around is definitely very diminished on what it is otherwise during those events. So at this stage, I'm pretty confident we do have enough chips. So we're going to sort of move ahead and see what we can do about locating some malachite. Oh, wherefore art thou, Sir Malachite? Alright, before we start our deeper explorations of Novus in search of malachite, the science units were idle because they'd run out of samples. We're just going to have a quick little gathering run here just to grab some more to keep the bytes ticking over. Once we've done that, I feel like it's time that we put our exploration helmet on and we get down into the caverns under Novus again, and just try our luck. See if we can. Maybe we might need to push a little bit deeper to successfully locate some malachite. So we've dropped our science samples off. We're wanting our little storage tower back, so we're gonna do something about that. This will definitely help our clutter problem a little bit. We're gonna make one of those medium storage silo type things, and we're going to use it to store the resin. So I hadn't sort of come to that epiphany just yet. I've sort of half thinking about something else that we need. So I got a platform printing, and then I thought, I'll just manually take all of this off. And then I thought, hang on a minute. I've got all the bits and pieces I need here to be able to make one of these medium storage container type things. And it's about time that I actually made one. So that's exactly what we're going to do now. Alright, we've finished our little reordering of resources exercise, and we've got our rover ready. Let's get on with the deep dive into Novus's caverns. We've got our pre-prepared entrance here. This is where we got some... and I've already started forgetting words. Hey, welcome to early in the morning. This is where we got our first hematite. So we're down in here, we're having a bit of a look around. There really doesn't look like there's very much to see here. I mean, there's a bit of hematite, there's a bit of quartz. I think we might just grab a bit of quartz here because we are going to need it for a few things, and I've been umming and ahhing about it for a while, but I've always had, or I felt like I've had something a bit more important that I needed to get first. But we're at the stage now where we do need a fair bit of quartz or a fair bit of glass in order to, make stuff. So we're going to grab some now with the mindset that we may come back and get a little bit more later. But the 6 quartz should be enough for our immediate needs. Now we pop our RTG back on the rover, we can get underway, and we're gonna drive around for a bit here underground to, I don't know, just push how far we've looked. And I'm also at this point looking for any kind of caverns that lead down. Because, oh, hello, there's one. I feel like this might be a lot of the planets. You often need to go a little bit deeper to get maybe not better resources necessarily, but sometimes just going a little bit deeper, you happen upon better or more voluminous veins of things, or at least you tend to see stuff more often. So that's kind of the mindset that we're in at the moment. And we just want to find a suitable access point to, the underworld kind of thing here. So, yeah, let's see how we get on with that. Alright, well, this might work. It's a little bit tight down in here, but we can easily get rid of those rocks. Let's see. Yeah, there's a bit of hematite there. That's looking promising. Let's see what else we can find down here that hopefully looks like malachite, but honestly, I'll settle for a bit of anything that isn't hematite at this stage, hematite or lithium, because we've already found some useful amounts of that previously. We're essentially looking for basically everything else that we can find, and we got some debris there, nothing particularly fancy going on. Although, oxygen filters. Alright, well, that'll help us with our exploration here. We should be able to go a lot longer without needing a refill on our oxygen bottle. Okay, well, the game wants me to explore, so yeah, let's get on with that. Yeah, we're getting a bit of a similar story down here to what we had in the previous cavern layer. Uh, Plenty more hematite. Yep, great. Tick. But not really knocking my socks off in terms of any other resources around. So, alright, well, we found that nice little resource sample, which is great. But we haven't pushed off in this direction yet. So we'll have a bit of a look over here and see if there's anything over in this direction that might be of more use. Fingers crossed. Oh, okay, some laterite. Um, I'll call that a success. I mean, we don't really need much laterite. Well, actually, maybe we do. We did use quite a bit making our tractor and the trailers, so yeah, all right, I'll accept that. That is something that we can definitely make use of, but I would say the most urgent thing that we need right now is, yeah, you guessed it, our oxygen filters ran out, and we almost suffocated again, because that does seem to be our favourite pastime of late. However, we were able to avoid it in this instance. So we're going to work on getting the tractor down there, because that's our oxygen source at the moment, and it kind of makes sense that we shorten our run a little bit, and we make ourselves a bit of a ramp, and we drive the tractor down here. So that is what we're now going to do. And apparently, because one mad dash for oxygen deserves another, there we go. There's another mad dash for oxygen. Another suffocation successfully avoided. Alright, we did get most of our ramp kind of sorted there, so we're going to drive our tractor down, and let's see if we can at least get a bunch of this laterite harvested. And I don't know, we might have some other options there for goodies. It doesn't seem to be a lot of those either, but look, we'll keep our eye out. Even if we just get another research sample, I think I'll be happy with that. We are unfortunately, well, for me, coming across a lot of the, I'll say, rarer chess pieces, namely the kings and queens. At least they were last time I was trying to gather the chess set. So because I found two of the pieces there, I thought, okay, all right, I'm going to gather them. I guess I'm kind of committed to the chess set now. Yeah, thanks for that game. Anyway, yeah, let's get on with grabbing some laterite. Alright, and I just, with that previous audio recording that I obviously deleted because it had nothing but the sound of screaming birds in it. Yeah, welcome to Australia early in the morning. Yeah, I have done a pretty good job here with trying to isolate any kind of background noise out, but I notice just in behind where I'm talking that I was starting to notice, planes, trains, and automobiles going past, and it wasn't particularly loud, but the last little clip that I recorded, it had nothing but screeching galahs in it, so it was actually getting quite distracting. So anyway, I've just re-recording that bit now, and we've had a pretty good run at gathering laterite, and now we're going to look at getting a science sample out of this little fella. We've completed our resource gathering exercise. The return to the surface was pretty uneventful, so I've left that one off. We've got our samples we're going to load into our science units, and we're going to end up with quite a lot of laterite there to chuck in the smelter. And speaking of in the end, we've reached the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. It Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. Until next time, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure you have an absolutely fantastic day.